You know that bright yellow dandelion popping up in your lawn? The one you probably cursed at and thought of as nothing more than a stubborn, annoying weed? Well, today, we're completely reframing how you see this plant. Welcome to this explainer, where we're going to take a really close look at Taraxacum officinale, better known as the common dandelion. We are tossing out the idea of it being a gardening nuisance, and instead, we're exploring its role as a highly potent, scientifically backed herbal remedy. And honestly, this isn't just old folklore, it's fascinating botany meeting human biology.
Just seeing this instantly shifts our perspective. We're looking at a massive 1,575 milligram dietary supplement specifically featuring dandelion root, which perfectly illustrates that we're dealing with serious, established natural medicine here. The dandelion root has actually been prized for centuries. It's a foundational element in both traditional Chinese and Western herbal practices. And they didn't just guess that it worked, right? They observed its effects over generations. And today, modern science and supplements standardize those exact, powerful benefits.
So, here's our quick roadmap for this explainer. First, we'll cover the unique chemical composition. Second, the liver's protective shield. Third, the engine of digestion and gut. And finally, controlling blood sugar.
All right, let's jump right into Section 1, the unique chemical composition, breaking down the science.
The plant's unique chemistry is all the proof we need that we're dealing with very specific targeted biological functions. First up, we have inulin, which acts as a powerful prebiotic fiber. Next, taraxacin and taraxarin. These are what we call bitter compounds, and their main gig is to stimulate digestive juices and bile. And finally, potassium, which offers absolutely crucial diuretic support. So this isn't just some random assortment of plant matter, it's practically a highly specialized biochemical toolkit.
Let's zoom in on that first compound for a second, inulin. So it's a specialized natural prebiotic fiber. But what does that actually mean for you on a daily basis? Well, think of it this way. Your gut and colon are filled with this friendly army of beneficial bacteria that work round the clock to keep you healthy. But that army needs to eat. Inulin acts as the high-quality fuel to nourish and sustain them. Simply put, without prebiotics like inulin, your microbiome just can't function at its peak.
And this right here highlights a brilliantly clever paradox built by nature. A really common issue with traditional diuretics is that while they flush out excess fluid, they often strip the body of essential minerals, especially potassium. But dandelion root is completely different. It's a natural diuretic that is inherently so rich in potassium, it actively prevents that deficiency from happening. It literally replaces the exact mineral it helps flush out. It's a perfectly balanced closed-loop system designed by nature.
Moving right along to Section 2, the liver's protective shield, defending your body's filter.
Your liver is basically your body's primary filter, and dandelion root acts as a critical, heavy-duty line of defense for it. The support it offers is super comprehensive. Remember those bitter compounds we talked about earlier, taraxin and taraxarin? They essentially act like an ignition switch, triggering your liver and gallbladder to stimulate bile production. That sudden surge of bile actively flushes toxins from your system and breaks down dietary fat so your body can actually use them. It's literally cleaning and optimizing your internal filter.
But the protection goes way deeper than just flushing out toxins. Dandelion root is absolutely packed with heavy-hitting antioxidants, specifically phenols, flavonoids, and chicoric acid. Studies show us that these specific antioxidants actively go to work reducing oxidative stress and lowering inflammation right down at the cellular level. The source material even points out that this targeted action can support conditions like non-alcoholic fatty liver. It's like sending in a specialized elite repair crew to protect your liver cells from daily wear and tear.
Okay, let's look at Section 3, engine of digestion and gut, optimizing your internal engine.
Let's walk through the actual biological steps of how this works, because it's a fascinating chain reaction. Step 1. The moment you consume dandelion root, those bitter compounds, specifically taraxacin, immediately wake up your stomach enzymes. Step 2. Because those enzymes are now active and ready to go, your appetite is naturally stimulated. Your body is literally signaling, hey, I'm prepared to process fuel. And finally, Step 3. Because the stomach is perfectly primed, when food does arrive, your nutrient absorption is totally optimized. You aren't just eating, you're efficiently extracting every single bit of value from your food.
Now, let's tie this back to our earlier definition of inulin. We know it feeds the friendly bacteria, but the macro result of that microscopic process is huge for us. By keeping your microbiome well-fed, you are directly smoothing out your entire digestive process. The data confirms that this actively reduces those really common, frustrating discomforts like constipation and bloating. When you take good care of your gut bacteria, they take care of your daily comfort. It's a win-win. And that brings us to our final stop, Section 4, controlling blood sugar, regulating the body's fuel.
The absolutely crucial point here is how dandelion root interacts with insulin. We're looking at two specific acids, chicharic and chlorogenic. Now, these aren't just fancy scientific words, they have a very important job. They actively improve how well your muscles absorb glucose. So instead of sugar just floating around uselessly or dangerously in your bloodstream, these acids help push that glucose right into your muscles where it can be used for energy. On top of that, they stimulate a much more balanced secretion of insulin overall. That is a massive win for your daily metabolic health.
And get this, the plant has one more trick up its sleeve for your blood sugar. Remember how inulin is a soluble fiber? Well, that soluble fiber acts as a physical fuel regulator right in your digestive tract. It literally slows down the rate at which sugars are absorbed into your bloodstream. By doing this, it acts like a natural brake pedal, preventing those massive sugar spikes and those awful subsequent crashes that leave you feeling totally exhausted by 3 p.m. It's a natural, built-in pacing mechanism for your energy supply.
Which brings us to a really fascinating conclusion. If a common weed, literally a plant we spend our weekends trying to eradicate from our lawns, can protect our liver, stimulate our digestion, and beautifully balance our metabolism, what other natural, scientifically backed cures are we just walking past every single day? It completely changes how you look at the natural world, doesn't it? The dandelion root is definitely not a nuisance. It's a perfectly engineered botanical toolkit. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer. Keep questioning, keep learning, and I'll see you next time.